Okay, you know, that Cardi guy had to go and help him real quick. So, yeah, now we were talking about the earth's giving into the hand of the wicked. And so that's the earth right now. So that's a real prophecy that's happening now, man. You gotta understand that this prophecy is happening now. This Esau Edom, the so-called white man who has this, really the elites, you know, not your, you know, whoever Edomite is evil and wicked, you know, has some way, shape, or form. They either hide it or they show it to your face, also. But really, it's talking. Really, I like to say the elites though, because the elites run everything. They own everything. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, which are related to the Rothschilds. There's the Rothschilds, basically, of America here, and that's it. Like Edgar Gabar says, and always talks about the elites, the Rothschilds, Bilderbergs, Gettysburgs, and all that shit. Whatever they, you know, the Virgin Five, those rich ass Jews up there, and the ladder there with the senators. This the CEOs of these Fortune $5 companies, all of this, who have the they're not just rich, they have the power. That's what it is. They have the power, and that's why they're rushing in on this. Also, they're rushing in this mark of the beast, this RFID microchip, to basically own all the money, own everything. Okay, and who's to say that they won't make you get this RFID microchip? And since it's all digital anyway, they can just, in time to come, if the Mossad gave him that much time, which he's not gonna give him that much time, they could just shut you off and shut off your whole account and everything, since it's all just gonna be digital anyway, and then push you out the United States into some desert that's bombed. They bombed a nuke, and go up to the space and to their headquarters and shit. And blast the whole earth. Who knows? All you Mexicans, you know, which I'm Mexican myself, you know, all of us, kick us to Mexico down there, you know, and then blow it all up down there or whatever, you know, who knows? And let me say this one thing: Esau Edom, you can't rule anything. You don't know how to rule anything. That's why your kingdom's already done. It's gonna be finished, and none of that's gonna happen. What I just said. Now that's just an idea to give to you fools who haven't even understood yet, man. If you don't understand this word yet, man, you're just a straight fool right now, man. But if Lord has extreme mercy on you, you know you're gonna wake up to it, like I did. You didn't come out and prophesy for a whole year like I've been doing, and the Mossad is gonna, you know, if we even have that much time left, because His word soon is gonna be done with, it's gonna be finished, and you are gonna have prophets who are gonna be waking up during these last days, and it's not a joke, man. It's not a fucking joke, bro. This ain't some type of movie, man, that you just... Well, this is a movie, actually, you know. It's not. It's a beautiful movie. But this ain't none of you guys' movies, man. Okay, this ain't you guys' movies where you can just show up and do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay, you got those roles that ain't shit, and then you got the roles that are the top ones. That where you like, whoever they may be, has the top ones right now. But in all Israel, ultimately, because they're gonna be saved regardless. And you can just shut up back there, man. Please shut the fuck up, man. It's sad you gotta live in the world where you gotta act and fake every fucking thing. It's Isaiah 42 and verse 14. I have longed time holding my peace, I have been still and refrained myself, which is what you gotta do, you know, in front of your workplace, these fucking Edomites. Now will I cry out like a rebellion woman, I will destroy it and devour at once, which is what we do when we come out and prophesy, is the word, man. Because that's really how we feel inside. We want to scream and rebel and scream like a banshee, like that, as they say, like my brother says. That's what we do, yeah. So yeah, man, you know. So yeah, man, the earth's getting into the end of the wicked. That's why they're gonna rush in all this martial law and stuff. Going back to Isaiah 10 and 1. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and unright grievousness which they have prescribed. 2. To turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey. That widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Cause yeah, even with Esau, his police don't do shit. You know, you can't call the cops for anything, cause they ain't gonna do shit. They're just there to look at us and arrest us niggas and wetbacks and spicks. Whenever we, you know, go off or do some shit, you know, which is what they instigate anyway in the first place. Anyway. But we get all the blame and then we put in jail and then gotta pay for all that bullshit. Pay the last penny, like Yahushua said, man. And best believe you'll have to pay the last penny, you know. That's what Yahushua said, you know. This is Isaiah 6 and verse 9. And he said, Go and tell his people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. 10. Make the heart of his people fat, and make their eyes heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. You see, so basically, man, the Most High has blinded you, and he doesn't want to heal you. Okay, because there has to be a portion of Israel who gets destroyed. And so they're already destined, it's already chosen and written. The Most High already knows what's going to happen. He already sees what's going to happen when Yahushua returns, when his son returns, who is all you people, dumb, stupid people, ignorantly call Jesus Christ. When he returns and destroys Babylon the Great, the Most High has already seen that. He already knows what's going to happen. He already sees it, man. The Most High is the CEO of the whole universe, man. And we're his servants, who he's going to pay in the end of our labor we are doing here. You see? Because there's a person that needs to be destroyed, like in that movie Dark Knight with Bane. When he was in the airplane, he said, one of us has to be in the wreckage. And then he was like, the Dark Knight rises, and he was like, the rising begins. And then he was like, no one cared who I was till I put on the mask. No one cares who we were till we read this word, though, too. Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Because these women are going to be scared. They're going to be trying to find us real hard, man, like they never done before in history. They're going to be trying to find us, looking for the elect man. They're going to be like, have you seen a righteous man here? Have you seen a righteous man here? Even dudes are going to be looking for us, trying to find an elect man. Okay, the woman going to be fine. I mean, yesterday I was riding my bike in taking my usual trail back home, and I saw this woman in her car. I think it was a Judite woman, an Israelite woman, and she was in her car, and I just knew the spirit was on me, and man, I felt like, you know, I was just thinking about the superpowers and all of that, like, you know, shit, dude. You know, in this trouble that's gonna have, brothers gonna have a wooden body at their side with superpowers, you know, who just kill Edomites, and they're gonna be smiling and rejoicing, man. The word says that you smile and rejoice as you in the day of your trouble. You said the Most High that's how you know the Most High is a Jake, man. You know. And the picture with is, you know, Abraham has his, you know, his Caesar Borgia, you know, but you see the Mexicans, they have like the Mexican Caesar Borgia. You see, with the cowboy hat with the chick by his side. You know. And that's what their god was in the Aztec era, the Quetzalcoatl. That represented Yahushua, okay? That's why Yahushua said, I have other sheep in my fold who I need to save. And that's where he came to Northern America's here down here. I mean the western world here, America. This is Isaiah 18:1. Oh wait, we didn't finish Isaiah 4 though. Isaiah 4:1. Saying we are on bread and we're on apparel unless we call by thy name to take away our reproach. That reproach is gonna be that shame they're gonna have for not seeking the man of the Lord during their time living here. See, but that's why they're gonna come to the neglect man, and the next man gonna be going inside the chick, and that's how she's gonna be take away the reproach. So yeah, Isaiah 18 and verse 1. Woe to the land showing the wings which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. 2. That sendeth ambassadors by the sea, even a boat rushes upon the water, saying, Go ye swift messengers to a nation scared and peeled, to a people terrible from the beginning there hitherto. A nation meted out and trodden down, whose land the rivers have spoiled. Whose land the rivers have spoiled. That's what we just brought out also in the last verse too. In Isaiah, who the rivers have spoiled. There's rivers going into these other people, these other nations and kingdoms, spoiling us. So that's what Esau did with Christopher Colombo. Christopher Colombo is his real name. Who came here because he read the Apocrypha. He saw that there was gold over here and all of that, and so he knew, and he came over here, and then that was where all the murder began, and the spoiling and robbing began. You see, so this big story here and a big plot. We're coming into the big climax. We're gonna come into the big climax of the story, though. Of all of this, man. Of all of this, okay. So you can understand what we're gonna come into, man. We're coming into some very trying times and uncomfortable times, though. Okay, so just to give you an idea and understanding, in-depth understanding, that's what we're gonna come into, man. Some trying and hard times we're gonna enter into, brothers. You know, people listening out there, you know. This Isaiah 19:1. But the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud. That's the chariots, what Esau calls UFOs. And shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved as the presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Melt in the midst of it, going into the thermonuclear missiles that are going to melt everything here in Babylon the Great, man. And there's going to be a clean desert out there. All of it said is done. It's going to be a clean ass desert right after all the smoke clears out. Because there's going to be a smoke ascending out of it for shit, probably for like, I would say at least 100 years, man. Until all the smoke finishes rising. You know? And yes, we know the truth, we know the 100% truth. Let us break this down for you. This Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 4. I'll start at verse 3. In the day when the keepers of I'll start at verse 1. Remember that Creator now in the day of thy youth, when the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have not pledged. So remember that Creator in the day of thy youth, meaning now, right when things ain't looking that bad right now. While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the evil days come not, going into that again, while it is calm still right now before the storm. Nor years approach when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. That's going to be when martial law comes, when the storm comes, when the flood comes, known as martial law. Esau's troops gathering the elect, stopping the word, pushing in the RFID, pushing in the vaccinations, pushing in this military to in every street and putting up checkpoints and everywhere and everything to track everybody, ultimately to own everybody, to make them a piece of meat that you just own and can kill and take out of your society and just put it all Edomite race and nation that has all the power and everything and shit, which is not going to happen. Chapter verse 3, in that day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the strong men shall bow themselves, and the ground seas because they are few, and those that look out at the windows be darkened. For it now is describing how it's going to be. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the ground is low. That's working was cut off, because eventually no one's going to work. It's all because there ain't going to be no time or mind and or spirit to go out and have to work. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the doors of the music shall be brought low. And it's going to be real interesting how our families and friends react to all this and how it's going to go down for them. Because we're used to seeing them work and come back home and celebrate these false pagan holidays that has nothing to do with their culture and has everything to do with killing their culture. Okay, so it's gonna be interesting now how they're gonna react, how they're gonna go out there and take this damn vaccine that's gonna fuck up their whole body and shit, which is very which is and then seeing how they're gonna be when they can't pay the bills and their work is done, finished. Verse 5, also when there shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way. Meaning fear, the Spirit's fear gonna come into everybody who's in that Lord is the Holy Spirit. The crocodile is not dealing with. And the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. And the desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and mourners go about the streets. Now grasshopper shall be a burden. I'm not sure what that means, but I know what desire shall fail. Desire, that means people ain't gonna be looking out to the circus, going running to the circus and bread of Rome anymore. Because man go to his long home, meaning his death, because you're gonna be a lot of death, and the mourners go about the streets. Because you're also going to have a lot of homeless people walking out. Evictions and stuff. 6, or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken out the fountain, or the wheel broken out the cistern. 7, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Elohim who gave it. Con. 8, vanity, save the preacher, all is vanity. Because that's how it's going to feel like and be like, Everything these people worked hard for, going to the job every morning, working hard, doing this, doing that, being well to their boss, being good people and all that, and functioning in society. All that's gonna be in vain, because at the end of the day, it's all gonna be chaos. People are gonna be spoiling and killing each other for food. You're gonna have to kill to survive in the time we're gonna be entering into, man. You're gonna have to kill to survive, or at least see somebody get killed to man, dude. It's gonna be. I can imagine some bros who might just get away and be saved, without having to kill. It probably, well, shit, man. I'm gonna say it like this, man. If you're going to be a program in the earth, when the time comes, they're going to have military looking for you. You're going to have other people who might not be military, but us trying to survive, escaping them also and trying to kill you. Because you know how these people work out here who ain't part of this truth, who ain't men of the Lord, ain't men of God, as they say. They don't have any conscience. Because you ain't a man of God, period, point blank. You ain't got conscience. So, you're gonna have to kill, man. You're gonna have to kill, and you're gonna have to fucking kill to survive, man. And me, I don't mind seeing blood, man. I've been in the streets, in the ghetto, man. I've been out here, and I don't care, man. I'm ready to kill. What if I have to kill? Especially if it's a fucking Edomite, the white man. A redneck white man who wants to buck, man. Well, we can get buck. This is Ecclesiastes 12, because in that time, buddy, there's not gonna be no cops. They're gonna have poor little Billy looking around scared, because he's used to the cops coming by when a black man rolls by. He's gonna be looking around scared like a little bitch, and we're gonna kill his ass, man. Just for the fun of it, just because we can. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Most High doesn't mind against killing white people, man. He loves it, as a matter of fact. It's a fetish to the Most High, as a matter of fact, man. See, because you got Jakes who still believe God is some white God, because Esau has stolen that from them and stolen the true identity of the Most High from them. So they think he's some white God who dwells in churches with some dirty pigs shit smelling Edomites, man. But really, he's your God, and he's for you, and he wants you to kill and be over these fucking white people, and have a dozen women if you're a man, an Israelite man of the Lord, man. And even more than that, a million wives. Brothers gonna have millions of wives, man. Throughout the years, as Israel keeps growing and stretching itself to, and more prosperity, man. It's basically going to be a never-ending river of prosperity flowing in our mouths constantly, man. Isaiah 13 and verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Exactly. So all you so-called tough man, Edomite man, who have guns and shit, and you have been always threatening and intimidating little Israelite Jake, man. Well, guess what? Then the little Israelite Jake might be able to stab your ass and kill your ass, man. Because ultimately, we're not scared of going on toe with you. We're really scared because you got the law behind your back supporting you. But really, if it was up to us, we would smoke your ass, man, right there like that, and we would win. Because really, we're made for war. We are cut out for war. Okay, no one can go against an Israelite man. It's really because Esau has the laws behind his back, but in that time when it happens, man, best believe we're gonna be killing a lot of you Edomites, man. Me myself, I'm a man of the Lord. I'm gonna be killing a lot of you Edomites. For all you have done to my people, and for all I have seen you do, you best believe, man, a bench of my people on you. You know what I'm saying, man? So, Jakes who are scared and all like that, not that I know, and not that anybody's in my mind to say it specifically, but dudes who are out there who are gonna be scared to kill, man, you better start watching some horror movies, Jason chopping heads off and shit, cause you're gonna have to kill on that day, man. You want to survive, you're gonna have to kill. It's gonna be kill or be killed, man. And to your bitches out there, also to your white bitches out there, who was all like, yeah, hit a woman. Well, guess what? I didn't hit you because you were a woman. I just didn't hit you because the law is behind your back, man. See, because I know the Lord, and I know there's nothing wrong with hitting some bitch, man. Okay, especially if she hits you first, man. You got the whole right to fucking push that bitch in, man. Okay, man, but yeah, and this is Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, serve the Yahweh that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with recurring, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, not of my spirit, because that's not the spirit to be in. To not want to punch a white bitch and a man and fucking put they heads on the stick, or whip their hearts out, you know, as a sacrifice for the Most High, man. Shit, you know. That's what Issachar did back in the days, man. There's Isaiah 33:1. This is to the white man here. Woe to them, thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, then shalt thou be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal very treacherously, then they shall deal treacherously with thee. They shall deal treacherously with thee. That's what we're gonna do to Esau, Edom, when all hell breaks loose. When you got the race, when the Most High really pops off the race wars, man, and puts a green on that, you know, a green card on that, you know, inside joke. Then guess what, man? We're gonna be killing you fucking Edomites, man. You best fucking believe, you know. You fucking hype beast ass Edomites, you know. Y'all get loners thinking about killing us and shit. Y'all, cause y'all some faggots as well. Isaiah 32 and verse 17 though, man. The work of righteousness shall be peace, and the effect of righteousness quietness, the assurance forever. Okay, and that's really what every Israelite man wants, because he's naturally a peaceable man. Ultimately, in the end, that's what we're going to have, though, peace. Yeah, that's why I said, and the work of righteousness shall be peace, because righteousness is going to flourish, man. No one's gonna, you ain't gonna have some fucking red ass Edomite coming to you telling you what you're doing. And the right effect of righteousness, quietness. Quietness meaning peace of mind, the sound mind to every Israelite, man, woman, and child, man. And assurance forever. Meaning we're gonna have money. We ain't gonna be worried ever about getting poor, being broke, or losing slaves, or fucking being conquered by the Moabites again, having to go to war with the Ammonites again, these Jews and shit. Okay, and all of that, man. We're gonna have assurance forever. Okay, man. So that's that, man. You know, that's basically I could just end it there already, because you know we made a point. If I had to sit here and go line per line to every precept, we'll be here for hours, days, months, man. But I'm gonna close out with that, though, man. I'm gonna close out with that, and yeah, let's close this end with this verse here, and the second Esdras 13 and verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Exactly, so that's gonna go into these race wars. That's going into these race wars and all of that, man. You know? Esau coming in like a flood. I might as well get that one too. Isaiah 59 and 19, it reads, So shall they fear the name of the Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When an enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him.
Thank you.
Sí.
Gracias. Acuérdate, lo importante es que estás aprendiendo a pintar,
Sí.
Cuando tenga más para pintar o para emear, poquito bandos, te voy a avisar. Si viene el tiempo muy frío, pues ya muy frío, ya no voy a trabajar ni aquí ni allá. Ya frío me cansa mucho. Muy bien, comida arriba.
Okay, gracias. So yeah, I mean, Esau coming in like a flood. So that's Isaiah 59 and 19 again. Real quick right here. So shall the fear name be Yahweh from the west and the glory from the rising of the sun. Because we're going to have spiritual powers and stuff. And his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. That's Esau, the SWAT team coming into our doors, grabbing us up. And anyone who preaches the truth also. But mainly they want us, you know, the Israelite elect man. When the enemy is hopeful elect man. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Yahweh shall lift up the spirit of the Yahweh. That's these powers. Because the Mosai is a power, you know. That's why it also goes by the name Alahayim, meaning power, and Yasharallah, meaning he, Prince power. The spirit of the Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. Lift up a standard, because the Mosai hasn't rose us up yet. No, the Mosai has rose us up, meaning back to his truth, but he hasn't raised us up yet to that power, that spiritual full Israelite man potential that he has inside of him. Sí.
¿Quieres ver cómo te arreglé la puerta acá? ¿Ven? Para que no le pongas la tablita, mira. Le puse un amortiguador para que abre y cierre eso automática. ¿Ven?
Ahorita.
Ah, bueno, ahí está. Nada más no le quites el cordel, nada más le abres y ya.
Salakia.